here and say else if, then in parentheses and curly braces. To check if I'm above 100 years correctly, I have to come over here and remove this 18 and change it to 100, then come over here and remove the equal to. So we are now checking if age is greater than 100. We can say you are a senior citizen. Then come down to our else if and say age is greater than or equal to 18. Then inside of here, I'll paste you are an adult. Now you might be wondering why we had to change what we had here and write it inside of our else if. The reason is because JavaScript will first evaluate the first option, checking if our age is greater than 100. If it's true, it will no longer run any of this code. Meaning that if you had put this condition inside of here, JavaScript will no longer check if you are 100 years old. So the best thing to do is ask JavaScript to check if this age is greater than 100 years old, then it will show you that you're a senior citizen. If it's not, it will come down and check if our age is greater than 18. Then it will not tell you that you are an adult. Else, if you are not greater than 100 years old or greater than 18, then that is where else comes in. So if you notice, this else doesn't come with any condition. The reason is, this is what JavaScript runs if none of these conditions are true. So I'm going to write that I am maybe 120 years old. So when I save this, the system is going to say that I'm a senior citizen. And if I'm 5 years old, the system is going to show me that I'm still young. This is just like sending your junior sibling to go buy you a candy, and you give him an instruction that if the first store has the candy, let him buy it and start coming home. If the first store doesn't have the candy, let him check the second store, which is this. But if the first and the second store doesn't have the candy, let him not do anything else, rather let him return home. That is exactly what we just did here. To make you understand this even much better, I developed this mini project that checks your eligibility to cast a vote. So over here we have two variables of age and message, and we have an if statement that checks if your age is less than 0. So if you put anything that is not higher than 0, it will tell you that you are too young to even exist. Then the second comparison checks if you are greater than 100 years old. Then it will tell you that you are too old to cast a vote, that you should rest. Then the third comparison checks if you are greater than 18 years old. Then it will tell you that you are eligible to cast a vote. Then if none of these conditions are true, the system will then tell you that you are not eligible to vote. So to make our program to work, we'll come over to the age variable and assign a value of document.getElement by ID, age, then we say .value. After writing this, we'll head over to our HTML. Remove this. So I'll come over here and write H2. So we have our smart voting eligibility checker. The next thing is to have our input. Change this to number. We don't need this one. Then the ID is going to be age. Then below it, we're going to have a button of check eligibility. Our button is going to have an ID of check. Let's head over to our JavaScript.